Okay, so in the last video I did few mistakes. Sorry on my part. So I'll rectify those mistakes right now here. Uh, so basically here we don't need items dot length. It should be length because we have the property there. So yes, yeah, we have the length property, and here basically it should be length minus I. I wrote the wrong bubble sort algorithm. It was crashing when I checked afterwards on few conditions. So just run the program and let's see how it works. See, now we get how many values? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 6 values in the decreasing order, and if we go inside the sort method and change this condition to less than, then it gives us in the increasing order. So we have to have two different implementations. So delegates solve this problem that we don't have to create two different methods to basically sort them in a different order. So what we do is it's just a syntax, so you don't need to worry about what does it really do under the hood. I will explain you just the meaning. So like the way we do declare a class, we declare a delegate. So I'm just declaring on top of this my list class. So public, and then we use the delegate keyword. So delegate basically is like a method's definition. Declaration, not definition, declaration. So like we have this void add and then we put some parameter and then int get, and we take an integer in that method, because delegate basically takes a method. It's like the definition of the method, how a method should look like. So delegate defines that it will only take methods that look the same way as we have defined the delegate. So here what we want is, if you see this, we our comparison method needs to take two values that will be the two values that we want to compare, two integers in this case, and it should return a boolean value, because that if condition, inside the if condition parenthesis, it takes a boolean value, true or false. So a delegate method should look like taking two parameters, int a and int b, or x or y or anything, and it should return a boolean, true or a false. So what we will do is bool, and we will name it compare, and take two parameters. So that's it. That's how we define the delegate, as simple as that. And I'll just put a comment here to just differentiate, you don't confuse it with. So it's simply a delegate that takes two parameters inside and returns a boolean value according to whether int a is greater than int b or int b is greater than int a. And now instead of having this hard-coded logic, what we do is we will take the delegate as the parameter to this method. Rather, now we are not taking anything, but now we will take the delegate, because we want to know in which way the user of this class, my class, wants his list to be ordered. So we will just declare an object, and here I will use this. And give the two parameters to this method, as simple as that. And what change now we need to do on our client class is we basically create two methods here. So now it's giving us an error as it should. So we will create two methods, public static, and basically sending it should return a bool, as our delegate is sending int a, take two parameters and return a bool. So you don't basically have to name the parameters the same. It can be anything. I'm just naming it for my ease, and return a less than b. And similarly we will just copy paste this, name it descending, and then do int a greater than b. And now here if we pass ascending, so this will give us the list sorted in ascending order. See, it's ascending from minimum to maximum. And similarly if we do descending, it will give us the list in descending order from highest to lowest. So this is a really good use, like we were doing in the string example in our first video, that we passed the kind of comparison we want to do, and that algorithm used that kind and did the comparison. There are other ways we can take, like a constant. We can define some constants in our library and do a if else check in our code, but that's a really bad design. Doing if else and making one method do two separate things according to the if conditions is a really bad design in programming overall. If else has their own place, but not in such things. So basically this is the practical example how you can create a delegate and how you can utilize the power of delegate in changing the algorithm in your own classes. So I will go through the example once again to basically revise what we did and how we did it. So because I know it can be little confusing for new beginners that how all this thing is working, and I will debug through the program basically so you can see that easily. That's I think a really good thing to do. So what I do is I put a breakpoint here and I will show you. So I run the program, it comes here, then now we will go inside the sort method. So we jumped inside the sort method and we next went to the next line, to the next line, to the next line. Now we will go inside the compare. So here basically to this method it's compare, but we have passed descending. So now it will go into the descending method. See, now it went to the descending method because we passed that method inside the sort method as a parameter. So we just passed that and it will go inside that method and it did this comparison. So if you see A's value is 12 and B's value is 34. So our basically first value and second value are in the same order, and then we go again and we went to that method again. So this thing this is how it works. So because we passed ascending method, and when it came to there, that compare became ascending and it went to that method and ran through the body of that method. And yeah, and now I will do ascending. So you see that it actually will now go into the ascending method. So let's go inside sort, jump through it till the if one, and let's go inside this. See, now it went to ascending because we passed ascending here. As simple as that. This is a really, I think, a great example that I captured from reading different books and seeing online, that a practical use of delegates. There are many other uses as well that I will teach you in future, as I think are important, and how frequently they are used. It depends on what kind of programming you do. Maybe in web development you might not use this, but in mobile or desktop application development you might do such things quite often. So I will go on other examples as well to teach you the different uses of delegates. And I think that's all for today. Thank you very much.